Morning everyone. So this is my review for the train set I bought on the Wish website. This plastic train set, I've actually ordered two, ordered one. Now Wish sells things very cheap because they're shipped in from China. Now it's not your Amazon, it is not deliver next day. The reason things are so cheap is because they take quite a while to arrive. This was ordered on the 1st of May and arrived on the 2nd of June. So if you're willing to wait 4 or 5 weeks, be patient, it will arrive. Spoke to a friend and said, have you ever used Wish? This is the first time I've used it. He said, yeah, things take ages to arrive and when they do, they're generally crap. So I'm not holding out much hope, but the cost of this train set was £28, just over £28. Postage was 11. So for just over £40 I've got this train set. So I'm going to open it up, lay it out, see what we've got. Now they did say that it wouldn't come in any fancy boxes and it'd be wrapped just like this. And again, that's to save on the shipping charges, which is fair enough. Looks perfectly well protected. All bagged up quite neatly. Okay. And there it is. There's our track. Okay, so first impressions, I'm not too disappointed. So there's the manual, all 34 pages of it. Looks very straightforward. And we've got a few stickers to stick on the side of the train. I'll probably make my own transfers because I'm not overly impressed with these logos and I just want to tidy it up a bit more. I'm not even sure these are the proper Maersk logos. Now what I've noticed is some of these bags of components are actually got numbers on the side, and reading the manual, I'm not too sure these numbers correspond with anything in the instructions. Although if I pick up number 1, which relates to our little man here, I can see inside there is actually the components for the little man. But there's a lot more components in there as well, so I'm not too sure what they relate to. So there we have it. That's the build complete. Started about 9:45 this morning, just finished 3:15, so about 5.5 hours. But I have to say, most enjoyable, good fun, and brings back memories of playing with Lego as a kid. Really surprised how detailed it is. It's just the right scale for what I want for the bar. The instructions were faultless, everything went together piece of cake. Couple of modifications I've got to do. A little bit upset that all the lights don't work. There's 2 lights inside the cab that come on. These buttons operate the train and the speed and the forward and reverse direction. I'm going to pimp it up a little bit. I'm going to put some of my own lights in. Little bit concerned about the battery life as well. It takes 5 AAAs and this is quite a chunky thing, so I've got the track laid out in the workshop next door. I'm going to do a battery test to see how long it lasts at a medium speed. Don't expect it to last that long, if I'm honest. At worst, what I can do is buy a battery pack and maybe put it in these 2 containers. Do a bit of electronics, run a bit of cable through to the cab and the motor. The transfers, as I say, not happy with the transfers that it came with. So I'm going to print my own on my own decals. But yeah, I have to say, value for money, 28 quid. You'll give a kid hours of fun. Can't fault it, really can't. Okay, so I finished the train, had a quick dry run, quick test run, see how it was running, and it was very sticky. Wheels were sticking on the bogies. The train was struggling to pull the carriages around. In fact, it was coming to a standstill. So I've had a good clean out of them. They're running totally free now. I've also levelled out the table so it's exactly level and smooth, because I want to do a battery test. In the train itself, we have 5 AAAs. Now, feeling the weight of this and the lights and the different speed and all the rest of it, I can't believe that 5 AAAs are going to last that long. So I'm going to give it a test. The time is just gone 7 o'clock. I'm going to set it running, see how long it lasts, because I may want to do a battery upgrade, stick them in the containers here. Don't know. Let's give it a go. Okay, so did a bit of a battery test last night. Not very scientific, but I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. Those 5 AAA batteries are going to give you a runtime of just under 2 hours. Give you a close-up of what I did and show you the controllers here. So what you've got on top of the train are these 2 buttons here that are connected to the battery pack and a PCB board inside here. Now this button here, I press it, turns the train on and off. This button here is your speed and direction controller. Okay, now, as I say, last night when I did a battery test, I put it on pretty slow. Battery went flat in about 20-25 minutes, so I upped the speed and it carried on going for nearly another hour and a half. So there are your button controllers there. Now, because the battery's gone flat, it has invoked a little bit of negative criticism from me, so I'll take this in the office and I'll show you why. So to replace our battery, unfortunately, we've got to take off this side panel. We've also got to remove the roof as well, because these buttons have got to come off because they're linked to the PCB and the speed controller and the battery pack. So very fiddly. What would have been better is to have, similar to what you've got on the container wagon, maybe a flappy door at the top where you can just slide it up, change the batteries and away you go. So to that extent, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to convert my wagon here and put a battery pack inside there, so I can just lift this off, change the batteries. So I'll have to run some cables from this wagon to the main train. But again, I'm being very critical of a £28 train where overall my rating is 5-star. Now, another slight criticism. If you look at the instruction manual and also the advertisement on the internet when I ordered the train, the picture makes out that you've got working lights, and it will make out that these lights here at the front of the train all light up. They don't, unfortunately. Now, what you've got is those 2 there, those 2 there. I'm going to have to make some homemade ones. For some strange reason, the light is actually in the cab, and it only tends to come on when you put the train in reverse at a certain speed. So it hasn't got working lights. Don't be disappointed by that. Well, here's our finished train. As you can see, I've put my own decals on it, and I've managed to install these 4 lights. Bit of electronic wizardry got on there. They're run on a separate battery. These have actually been on for nearly 24 hours now, and I'll include a little fact sheet on the batteries at the end, but I've actually figured that I'm going to be getting through quite a few batteries, so I've bought this. Now again, I'll include some figures, costs, etc. on a fact sheet at the end of this video. I'll also include some dimensions on the train, the railway track, etc. Quick note on the track, you can probably see where these 2 curved pieces snap together. do yourself a favour, put a pair of gloves on because they are quite sharp at the ends. Obviously pinholes to nail them down on a board, or in my case some plywood where I'm going to mount them up on the ceiling in the bar.